Hi folks, so welcome back to the SQL 50 series. So here we are with the new problem in joints. So this is a medium level problem that LeetCode has categorized into. Okay, so the problem is managers with at least 5 direct reports. Okay, so basically reports, it can be reportee or reports. Okay, so reports means juniors, right? So they want us to find out all the managers who have at least 5 people who are reporting to him. Okay, so we have been given with one table, that is employee, right? So it is having 4 fields: ID, name, department, and manager ID. So you can see that this is a common, like most more general employee table, which will have employee ID, his name, department, and the manager, right? His manager ID. So ID is the primary key column, right? And then each row of this table indicates the name of the employee, right? And his name and the ID of the manager to which he is reporting to. If manager ID is null, then the employee does not have a manager, right? No employee will be the manager of himself. Okay, so they're asking us to write the solution to find the managers with at least 5 direct reports. Return the result table in any order. Okay, so if you go through the sample test case, guys, so this is the table they have given and there is some data. Okay, let us go through that data. So we have 101. Okay, employee ID with 101, name is John, he is in the department A, and his manager ID is null. That means he does not have any manager, and he can be one of the manager, right? And if you see 102, Dan A, and his manager ID is 101. And similarly for all the next 5 rows, manager ID is John 101, right? So we have to output the managers who have 5 direct reports. So here you can see that all these 5 guys report to John, so the output table must contain John. So we have only one manager here, so that is why we have got only John. Okay, so this, I don't know like why they have categorized this problem as medium, right? So it looks like it absolutely, when you are well versed in SQL, right? So this is very easy kind of problem. So the previous problems that we have solved, right, the previous 3-4 problems that we have solved, which was involving self join and group by, and that 3 tables join, that was absolutely on the medium side. Okay, so this problem is very easy compared to those problems. I don't know why they have categorized this as medium. So this is the beauty of LeetCode, guys. You'll be thinking easy problems are, will be able to solve, but when you read that question, right, it will be gone. You will be, most of the people quit there. Easy problems are hard in LeetCode. Okay, so yeah, so now what we can do, guys, they are asking us to find the managers with at least 5 direct reports. So one thing that first we need to do is we need to find out we need to find out managers with managers and their count of employees. Like we need to find out the managers and their count of like how many employees are there who are reporting to him. Okay, right? So our task would be, right, so our first task would be, we need to find out we need to find out the managers and their number of reportees or reports, anything, right? So how we can do this, guys? So we'll be using group by, right? So we'll be using this group by on manager ID, right? So if we use this group by on manager ID in this employee table, we'll be getting all the rows, right? So every manager ID would be creating a row, and then we can take that count how many rows are there. So then we can get, for every manager ID, we can get how many number of employees are reporting to him. So that is the only, like, we can get that. And once we have got all the managers and their number of reportees, we can filter out the managers who are having, right, we can filter out the managers who are having more than 5. right? So this will be our step 2. Once we have got, so once we have got this, from about table, if once we have got this manager ID, all right, we'll be getting this table, guys, manager ID and total report is, right? So we can filter out. Okay, now we need to filter out the manager's ID with more than, okay, with more than or equal to 5 reportees, right? And then what we need to do is we need to display the name. Okay, we need to not display the manager ID, we need to display the name. So for that, what we'll be doing, simply a join. Okay, join with the same table, right? Same table to fetch the name. Okay, that is manager's name, right? Manager's name. Simple, right, guys? So this was very simple as compared to the previous 3-4 problems, right? So these are the tasks that we need to do. Okay, so the first thing that we'll be doing is we need to find the managers, find out the managers and their number of total reports. That we'll be getting that by doing a group by on manager ID, right? So let us do it. So from employees table, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing a group by expression, right? So we will be grouping it by group by manager ID, right? And we need to select, we cannot do a select star over here because this is group data. Now when you say this from employee and group by manager ID, this SQL behind the scenes internally creates groups based on the manager ID. So there is only one group, right? One odd one. So null will also be creating a group, right? So let us see if null is coming in our output or not. Okay, and then it will create for 101, it will create one group, and in that group this all data will be present. Okay, so we cannot view that group data in SQL. What we will do is on that group data we will be performing aggregation functions like sum, count, maximum, minimum and average, right? So I think you are all well versed with it. So what we will be doing, we will take the count, like how many reportees are there, how many rows are there, right? So what we will do, we will select the manager ID, right? So on which, like on what column we are doing group, we are grouping by the manager ID, right? So that group, right, column, right, manager ID, and then we will be taking count of star. Okay, so now let us see the output of this particular query. So now you can see that we have got the null group also. So there was for null group, that means the manager who does not have manager, only one person was there, and that is the John. And there is one manager ID 101 and he has 5. Count of star means what, I will just rename it to as total reportees. Okay, total reportees. So for 101 manager ID, he is having 5 reportees. So like this, we have used the group by expression and we have found out the managers, right? We have found out the managers and the number of reportees. So basically now what we need to do is we have got the manager, like we have got the managers and the number of reportees. Now the second step is to filter out only the managers which are having more than 5 reportees. Okay, so we need to find out at least 5, right? At least 5 direct reports. So at least means greater than or equals to 5 reportees. So what we can do here, guys, is we can use we should, to filter, or to filter on a row level, we were using the where clause, but to filter the data from a group table. Okay, this is not my normal table, right? This is not my normal table, but it is a group table. Okay, it is a group data, and to filter out on group data we need to use not where, but we need to use the having by clause. Okay, so having, not having by, it's having. Okay, having count of star, right? Having count of star means what, this row, second column, count of star greater than 5, so greater than or equals to 5, at least 5, right? So this will be my second task, that is filter out. We are filtering on group data. Okay, filter out on, okay, filter on grouped data to find the manager IDs with more than, okay, manager IDs with at least, I'll just replace this with at least 5 direct reportees. Okay, that is the thing, guys. So I'm filtering out on like this. So if I run this query again, you can see that we'll be getting only the 101 ID. You can see that we have got the 101 ID and he is having 5 direct reports. Now what we need to do, we need to display the name and not the manager ID, right? And we do not need this total report is also, we need to just give the name. Okay, so what we will be doing, we'll doing a simple join. Okay, so what we can do is we can do simple join, right? So we have manager ID and we can just join with this employee table to fetch the name, right? So what I will do is I'll select from employees table, from employee, I'll just do a join. And this whole query, right? So yesterday we have seen, sorry, into the previous problem we have seen that how we can use the subqueries and join, right? So similar logic I'll be using. So I've kept this whole subquery inside into a sorry, I've kept this whole query into a subquery, and then I'm joining it like this. Okay, so this will be alias E and this subquery alias will be S. So I'm joining these both two tables, right, on E dot employee ID equals to S dot employee ID. So you can see that in this subquery table there is only one row, okay, 101. And if I join this now, guys, I'll be getting only the employee ID, this thing only, I'll be getting this one because it has matched, right? Employee ID 101 is John. So if I do a select star, you can see that I'll be getting the first row, right? So you have understood right now, guys. So this was the output of this subquery, right? So manager ID is 101, and now what I'm doing, I'm joining that table, this inner subquery with this employee table on condition E dot employee ID equals to, that is employee dot employee ID equals to S dot employee ID, subquery dot employee ID. So 101 will be mapped with this particular row and we'll be getting the first record. So if I run this query, you can see that this first record will be getting mapped. Okay, there is some error, invalid identifier. So this is not employee ID, but this will be, I'm very sorry, that is not employee ID, that is ID, right? So we have only ID over here, S dot ID equals to, and this is also not employee ID, this is like we have manager ID, right? So manager ID, and now if I run it, I'll be getting the first row mapped with our previous one. So again I have got an error, so let me just see. Okay, I'm excited, that is why I'm making mistakes. So now you can see that, guys, our first row, right? So this was from our left table, that is employees table, and this was from our subquery table, manager ID and total reports. So you can see that both got matched. Now what we need to do, we need to simply display the name and nothing else. We need to just take the name. So we will just put the name here, and let's run it on our sample test case, and yes, it has passed. Now let us submit it and check if all the backend test cases are passed. Cool, guys. So it has passed wonderfully, right? So first time I think we are seeing 94%. So yes, we have solved a medium level question on LeetCode. Cheers to you guys also, right? So I think now we are well equipped, that we have so much hands-on and grip on joins in SQL, right? So cool. Now we can just go and see the solutions, and you can see that we were using a subquery, and this solution, right, this whole syntax is a CTE. So if you are not aware of, so CTE is also like it is also a kind of a small session table kind of thing. So there is there will, I think I'll be coming to it, right? this common table expressions in later chapter. Okay, so it is somewhat like similar to our subquery kind of thing. So basically they are creating a table like session table like thing, and then then and the table name is manager, and then they are joining both this employee table and manager to get the name. So we will be coming to this CTs, common table expressions, in later coming problems. So it is what, it is also the same logic that we have used. So we have not used any CT, we have directly used a subquery. Both the logics are same, but the usage of CTE and subquery, it will be having some differences. So I'll be covering that in upcoming lectures. So that's it from this problem, guys. I hope you have understood, right? So cheers to you, you have solved a medium level SQL problem on LeetCode, right? So yeah, happy learning, and I will meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.